So, I'm pretty sure we all saw this coming eventually. Because Overwatch 2 is basically just Overwatch 1.0. Like 2.0, sorry, fuck me. And I mean, like I was playing it for a bit, like a couple of months ago, I think about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. And yeah, it was actually quite fun. But I like stopped playing because I was like running into like a cheater now and then, and I was like, oh fuck this, I'm not playing this. I'd rather just not like deal with any like type of cheaters and just like give up and like wait for the game to get better or like somewhat get like fixed. But then I started like hearing people complaining that there isn't really a lot of content. Ranked is like getting too fucking sweaty, but I mean ranked is always sweaty because it's ranked. Now I don't know if that's all of the problems. I'm gonna find out in this video, well, like we all are. And yeah, so let's just get this started, shall we?
What's up, everybody? This is TheActMan here, and today
Hello.
is the day. That's right. We have finally gotten a long-awaited update on Overwatch 2's PvE.
Oh, that's right. The new character, as far as I know, people were saying that he's, think he's out. He's not really that great, or well, they were talking about his abilities. It's okay, but they're not great. So he's like very bad or something like that. So having a new character that like after the game came out, having like a brand new character be that bad isn't very good for the game's reputation.
Mode. Now, this was the most highly anticipated feature of Overwatch 2 that unfortunately had to be delayed. What we saw back in 2019 blew our balls off. Not only would Overwatch finally be getting some story-driven content, but also a separate progression system and a talent tree for every single hero. There was so much creativity behind some of these new abilities, like Mei turning into a snowball, or Soldier 76 being able to move with his healing field.
Oh, that's actually quite good.
Blizzard was boasting that they were making hundreds of missions, endless replayability,
so it's technically something like a Destiny 2 then, right?
At the top tier level of quality that Blizzard used to be known for. This was their comeback story. The release of Overwatch 2 was very underwhelming. I called it the laziest sequel ever. But now that Blizzard is...
It wasn't technically a sequel if it's basically just the first game, just with the number 2 on it.
Wiping their ass with the millions of Benjamin Franklin...
It's basically Warzone. You have... Well, I mean, the map is actually quite good, like the maps. But I mean, it's literally just Warzone 1. Because you have, you've got cheaters, DMZs actually, well, I've heard it's quite good. But, because there's like pay-to-win elements in it, and there's lots of like 5-man to like 6-man teams when you're like 2-man or like 3-man teams. You get kind of outclassed very, very fucking fast. So yeah, there's lots of problems with it, but I mean, overall, I've heard quite good things about DMZ.
Bills they earned from Diablo Immortal microtransactions. It's finally here. An update on Overwatch 2's PvE mode. Overwatch 2's PvE hero mode is being scrapped.
Damn. What a sad day.
Our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck.
What happened? Where's the fucking game? Well, there's no game here. What happened? Did the programmers pass out?
This pretty much confirms to me that the only reason Overwatch 2 was released at all was to change the business model, get rid of loot boxes, add in a shitty battle pass, and sell cosmetics for $20.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I can only imagine. Overwatch 2 launched with 3 new heroes, but they had to take 2 pre-existing heroes out because of new bugs that were introduced. At launch, players noticed that several classic maps had been removed for seemingly no reason, only to be added back later. Why was Overwatch 2 not launching with a PvE mode? Why was it taking out pre-existing content that had no issues? The only thing that made Overwatch 2 worthy of being called Overwatch 2 was the upcoming PvE mode, which was delayed and is now completely canceled.
Damn.
What was the point? What was the point in any of this?
We are shifting our plan for Overwatch 2 to enable you to play it sooner. This starts with us decoupling the PvP features of the game from the PvE systems so we can bring you PvP sooner.
Damn. I would have rather just had like the PvE. I mean, I'm not a big like I enjoy like a couple of like games of like PvP. I mean, I play Counter-Strike. There's lots of cheaters in that as well, but I mean, it's not that bad. I can always just leave the game and like rejoin it. So, but PvP is not for everybody. Like lots of people, I mean, that's why Destiny 2 is actually such a great game, is because there is PvE. Most of Destiny 2 is PvE, where if you do want to, if you want to like extra rewards and stuff, you do have to do like PvP sometime or another, but I mean, it's not necessary. But if Overwatch 2 is just PvP, the game's gonna be dead in the next, give or take, 3 months, 4 months, because it is the esports like scene. I'm pretty sure it's not very good for Overwatch 2. Pretty sure people, can you even play Overwatch 1 still? I doubt it. But as far as I know, Overwatch 2 in the esports scene is not very good. So I really don't see the game sticking around for that much longer, unless they figure out some way to make the game more interesting, which, I mean, you can only do so much with a PvP like game. Because it's PvP, you are going to have a low player base because there's nothing else to offer. And I mean, Big Puffer, hashtag, like, you know, with like Smitty and Grizzy and like Droid, that Big Puffer, he like, I saw that he like completed every fucking character, and that's fucking impressive. That is really fucking impressive. So after that, what do you have? Literally just same old, playing, buying cosmetics that don't do anything, and then just like playing a different game. Like, you will get bored with it eventually. And the less and more time that goes on, and the less like development the game has, the more cheaters there will be. Then it will become like Titanfall 2. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants like a repeat of Titanfall 2, man.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Why? Why do you want to get the game into my hands sooner? Can you maybe put a better game in my hands at a later date?
Star Wars Battlefront.
Why was there a rush to release the PvP content?
Because they wanted money.
You only added 3 new heroes, and all the other changes were so minimal. Hell, back in 2022, Aaron Keller said, "A few years ago, we made the call to focus our team's development efforts almost entirely on Overwatch 2, and as development of the sequel stretched on, it meant that the live game received less focus." He explained this meant that the company was no longer delivering on...
So all of that effort that went into the PvE to like ignore like the PvP like scene, like whole part of the game, has now been flushed, burnt, and tossed into space now. All of that effort is now completely gone, because now they have nothing to show for it. Because the PvE, now gone. So now, all of their time wasted on it, they could have been like improving like the PvP, like improving like balances, making characters more enjoyable, adding more characters, adding more maps. And I mean, if they did that while focusing on the PvE, then there probably would have been more like enjoyment around the game. But I mean, at the moment, as he said, there's like nothing. Overwatch 2 literally has nothing going for it at the moment anymore.
One of its core values to support the game by updating it and delivering content on a regular basis. So they abandoned Overwatch 1 to work on the sequel, something that they regret doing. I mean, obviously,
Unlucky.
game development is hard and all that, and sometimes there's been a change of plans. But come on, man. What have you guys been working on this entire time? How could you advertise Overwatch 2 and make this mode one of the biggest focal points and then just abandon it? It seems real scummy. But the worst part of it is, this shit looked really fun. Everyone had their shit to talk about Overwatch 2.
It does kind of look fun.
But everybody was hyped for the PvE. Now, to be fair, they also announced a new roadmap, which is kind of meant to soften the blow So it looks like there's going to be a ton of new content. So at the very least, PvE is dying so that PvP can continue to thrive. So let's talk about Overwatch 2 and the continued decline of Blizzard, because some of the reasons why they canceled this mode are quite interesting. Obviously, this is a huge blow, and they say they're still working on hero and story missions, which is, you know, it's going to be something. I don't expect it to be all that great, to be honest. You know, they're working on story content, stuff that people have been asking for since the game came out in like 2016. There's a guy named Sir Swag, who is a pretty credible source, and he talked to an anonymous Blizzard employee about why the mode was canceled.
In what might be the most unsurprising thing in the entire world, the very first thing he said was that the cancellation was, quote, a 1000% upper management executive issue. In the words of this employee, the decision to scrap the PvE was very much a decision motivated by Blizzard's profit margins.
You don't say. You don't say. You don't say!
And that the success of Diablo on mobile, reportedly making over $2 million a day, shifted the expectations of the higher-ups at the company. To the suits, Overwatch 2's PvE mode wasn't going to keep generating money in the long term, and had become increasingly more irrelevant next to...
But it would have been more fun, and it would have given like Overwatch 2 players something to do while they were like making like the PvP scene better. Am I dumb, or is that not just like right? Like if they released the PvE, it would have at least given like an urge to like buy more cosmetics, to like see it in that in like the PvE, so that they could like work like without having like interruptions or like complaints about like the PvP. So then they could have like quietly worked on the PvP. God, I'm saying PV so much, I'm getting myself confused. The PvP would have been so much better. Well, they would have been able to improve it a lot more quietly, without like loud complaints, because there would have been the PvE to like fall back on, and then it would have given like people more incentive to like buy more skins, because at least it gave them something to do. Am I wrong?
A live service business model.
Did I call this or what? Live service has become the biggest killer of creativity in the industry by far. It does. Game development seems to have shifted towards being results-driven as opposed to fun-driven. Yeah. I called this out in my video on live service games and why it's a graveyard.
Like, I don't mind live service games, because I understand that it kills most like games, like a couple of games. I mean, look at Warzone. Because of Warzone, the single player Call of Duties have been absolute horse ass. Look at Vanguard, look at Cold War. I guess you can say Modern Warfare, like 1 and 2 actually did quite well. But I mean, overall, the single player story driven Call of Duties is absolutely dead in the water. We're gonna see what happens with the new Call of Duty and see if the story mode is any good, but I mean, they kinda have to make it good, somewhat. Well, I mean, they don't technically have to, because I mean, people are gonna buy it either way, whether the story mode is shit or good, because again, it's a Call of Duty title. People will buy it no matter what. That's why they keep making Call of Duty.
For creativity, why live service business models.
And I kind of think that's why Assassin's Creed has died off as well. Because Ubisoft is like focusing, well, said that they were going to make like a live service Assassin's Creed game, like the Mirage game that's coming out. And oh my god, if they do not make it to where like the first season is like back when like the first game were like at that age, if it's not all the way back then, and then like jumps to like all the way back to like Egypt or like to Japan, like if they do not change the scene every season, it is going to get stale, it is going to get boring, and honestly, I'm kind of scared of the gameplay, like the progression in that game. I'm very, very scared to know how it's going to go. Like, I don't see it going well at all.
Throttle creativity because every decision is now made with make more money, make the most amount of money.
We get to really take the gloves off and do crazy things like Junkrat can dual-wield grenade launchers, and we've had Mercy be able to area effect res their whole team at once at super long range through walls.
Is that not a
PvE?
PvE?
Mad scientists making all this stuff.
Yeah, well, not anymore, you're not.
If this is to be believed, yes, the reason the mode was canceled, money, because they saw how much money Diablo Immortal was making, and they were continuing to pour resources and development time into this mode that probably would have kicked some serious ass, but money, but you need more money. Even if Overwatch 2 didn't make $2 million a day, don't you think this big-ass PvE mode would draw in a bunch of players, new and old?
Yeah.
And if they really enjoyed it, and they would spend more money on the game?
Yeah.
No. That's not...
Because they would have been able to buy more cosmetics, they would have been able to focus more on the PvP section, quietly, while the PvE was there to, like, distract people. And then you could have, like, really amped up the bullshit. Because that's what most companies do, but I mean, now they're fucked. Now they're absolutely fucked.
How modern gaming works. But what do I know? All right, so I'm gonna put my headphones on.
Okay.
And we're gonna watch this video.
Tweeting about a
Oh,
roadmap.
so we're watching a dude watch another video. Okay.
It's coming mid-May. It's been on my timeline a lot.
I do have an update. We're going to run through the roadmap today. We're going to talk about
It
what's...
kind of looks like the guy from Mythbusters. The old, like, Mythbusters, not the new Mythbusters. You know? There was, like, the ginger dude, and then there was, like, the other guy who was kind of bald. Always wore, like, those, like, French hats. And he always loved blowing shit up. I'm pretty sure you guys know which guy I'm talking
coming in
about.
future seasons. We're going to talk a bit about PvE.
This is the reason why they have the roadmap. It also coupled with this announcement that they're cutting PvE is specifically to soften the blow. In case you were wondering, it's a little PR tactic.
So we had a difficult choice to make. We could continue working on our original vision for Overwatch 2 without a definitive end date in sight, or change our strategy and get something in front of players sooner.
We could continue making the game that we fucking marketed, or we could say screw it and just put out the laziest possible product. A pretty easy choice for old Blizzard.
We chose the latter, and we released Overwatch 2 last October with new heroes, new...
So they were never actually planning on finishing the PvE then? Because by the sound of it, because they released it earlier, they were not planning on finishing the PvE. Not from the get-go. Not at all.
maps, new modes, and regular seasonal updates.
And also new glitches. A great new feature that removed Bastion and May from the game for, what, like a fucking month or 3 weeks?
But more than that, we shifted our values for how we want to
Oh, that's
develop.
cool. That's actually a very good
did
skin.
Shift your values by starting to charge people, what, $20 for skins? Charging them
Damn.
like 4 times what the skin was previously
Damn.
worth in the original game. What was that stat about, like, it would take you 712 years to get the amount of credits necessary to unlock all the cosmetics in the game without paying for them? It was some ridiculous stat like that. Yes,
holy
your
crap.
values did shifted.
Your like whole generation of like kids and grandkids and their grandkids would only be able to unlock everything after like all of the previous generations, including you, who would have fucking struggled for. Oh my fucking god. Hey, at least it's a good legacy to leave behind.
Became more greedy and you became a shittier company.
Yeah, and I really can't say enough about how much we've learned over the past 8 months or so. And more importantly, we've taken that learning and we've put it back into the game. So as really as Season 2, I think you start seeing some updates we've made based on your feedback and based on what we've learned. We've been changing all of our systems. We've been adjusting hero balance way more frequently.
And these are good changes, I'm not gonna lie. They have been making good changes to the PvP. I think it's been getting a lot better, and the game is still very much fun. I still enjoy it. I'd enjoy it more if there was a, big PvE mode, but that's just me.
But at the same time, development on the PvE experience really hasn't made the progress that we would have hoped. The team has created a bunch of amazing content. So, there's awesome missions that are really exciting. There's brand new enemies that are super fun to fight. and some truly great and ridiculous hero talents. But unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge.
Blizzard quality is not that good anymore. Because Blizzard quality is WoW, like the latest WoW. Blizzard quality is Diablo Immortal. So, is that really what you want to say? As like put up as Blizzard quality game? Nah, man, nah.
There really is no end in sight.
This is probably the most confusing thing to me out of all of this. There is no end date. The amount of effort it would take to create this mode that we advertised is massive. You're fucking Blizzard. You have 8,000 people working for your company. What do you mean? You're the company that made World of fucking Warcraft and the Diablo series, both games world renowned for their progression systems and their talent trees and their deep customization.
Bro.
If anybody can do this, it's you. What? What, did you just lose all your talent? Did you just stop caring? We don't have an end date in sight. Well,
That is the biggest problem. CEOs do not care about the game. Asmongold, I'm pretty sure TheActMan, everybody has said it. CEOs do not care about how fun the game is. He said it in the earlier part of the video. They do not care about the game. They do not care about fun. They really just want to make money. And that is the biggest problem with games nowadays. That's why I love that indie games rose up in popularity, because indie games is made by people that play games for a living. Well, the ideas come from people that have played games for most of their life. Other than that, AAA to maybe double A games. I think there's a thing called double A games. But AAA games have been absolute fucking dog shit. Really? I mean, fuck. Battlefield, Cyberpunk, in its defense, has gotten a lot better over the years. Yes, it has. I just hope that GTA 6 is not going to fall down the same rabbit hole of people, CEOs wanting more money than actually making a good fucking game. I really hope that it doesn't.
One, reel back those ambitions. You don't need hundreds of missions when the PvE mode comes out. You don't need expansive talent trees for every champion at launch.
No, you don't.
Just give us something. Would it have been too hard to give us 20 missions and half the roster has their talent trees all set up? Yes. That would be too much.
But unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge.
I also love the statement Blizzard quality because Diablo Immortal exists.
Yeah!
That's a Blizzard quality game, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Slot Machine
Speak facts.
Simulator. That's a Blizzard quality game. Overwatch 2 at launch was a Blizzard quality game. God damn it.
Facts.
We continue to pour all that effort into PvE, hoping that we can land it at some point in the future. Or do we stick with
Yes.
with this set of values we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus on serving all of you?
Also, focus on the live game. This is the crux here, okay? And it kind of falls in line with what Sir Swag said. A PvE mode it's not part of the live service necessarily. At least that's what I'm gathering.
What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore.
Fuck, that would... Oh, man.
This dude looks so sad for a minute. Look.
Power progression.
Yeah, I'm
those
so
things just aren't
sad.
in our plans anymore.
Fuck, that would... Oh, man. That would have been so awesome, dude. Because there are so few good co-op shooter games. I always go back to Left 4 Dead 2. Back 4 Blood kind of sucked ass.
Yeah, I kinda did.
Sucked ass. Maybe Borderlands, I could play that. But as far as games you play with your buddies and you all rank up and level up.
Hi,
and
Deep Rock
to
Galactica, I believe the name is.
harder challenges. That's why I love...
But isn't that an indie game?
Vermintide 2. I still need to play Darktide, but I'm just... Oh, god damn, this would have been so...
Oh, the new Warhammer 40k game did not go over well.
Awesome for Overwatch, and I would have played the shit out of this with my buddies, man. And instead, if I want to play Overwatch 2 with my buddies, I have to convince them to play the same mode in the same game that came out in like 2016. You know what I mean?
And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you.
You don't say!
Which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And
this is why we brought it up before the roadmap, so we can we have something to soften the blow.
to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into that stuff.
I also feel bad for the teams that essentially are having their work erased because of corporate greed and this continuous desire to always monetize the shit out of everything and focus on only that.
The developers really do suffer a lot in the gaming industry. Fuck me, I hate stuttering. They really do suffer the most.
And not so much the quality of a video game or how expansive and innovative it can be. And like I said, man, live service games is where creativity goes to die.
We're planning to make co-op gameplay and co-op experiences just...
Like, I really do think that lots of developers should try and make their own game. And like, try and like get into the indie series more so that they do have like a way to like fall back if like Blizzard or like Rockstars or Ubisoft, you know, if they do like end their work halfway through, at least they'll have something to like motivate them like with. Like, I really do think more developers should, even if they work at a AAA studio, they should be getting into the indie industry more. Because overall, that is just going to be a lot better for them. Granted, not every game is going to be a success, because that's not how gaming is. There are games that flop, even in the indie games. It does. There is. But I mean, at least it's a chance. At least you have something to like do. Even if it's your free time. Just do it.
It's part of our live roadmap. So we want you to be able to experience it more often.
Just part of it. Well, this is what Overwatch has been doing the whole time. These little limited time events that people would only play for like an hour or two at most on some random weekend. It's, you know, it was fun, but we wanted a much more dedicated mode. This comes across as, yeah, we're just going to keep doing those same limited time events. Hardly exciting for me.
Let's bring up that roadmap that Jared was talking about, because Jared, there is a ton coming to Overwatch 2 soon.
And again, like I said, the roadmap looks pretty expansive. And I imagine most, if not all of this content is going to be great, except maybe the Roadhog rework. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But, you know, the PvE mode would have done so much good for this game and for its community.
New tank hero, new collaboration event, limited time mode, new control map, new winter event, new hero mastery systems, multiplayer, Roadhog rework, fan favorite modes returned. Wow, they didn't have fan favorite modes yet. Fuck me, no wonder the game died. Cinematic what? Debuts? I don't know. Fuck me. It's late, leave me alone. Competitive mystery hero returns. Okay, like, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that hard to like figure out who that is. Lore codex. Really? They didn't have a lore codex? Fuck me. Sombria rework. Sombria? What?
Such a shame. You also notice how they don't apologize to the fans. It's like, oh yeah, we're cutting this feature. Yeah, it kind of sucks. We couldn't fit our vision. Anyways, look at all this other new content that we're working on. Forget about the PvE stuff.
Mischief and magic. What a fucking thing is it? What a fucking name.
Stuff you were looking forward to.
And it's even going to come with like new story features for the game, like a lore database that players can unlock.
This guy has not said a fucking word.
Over time.
I'm gonna make
He's just been nodding his head.
Prediction about the story missions. I hope I'm wrong. I imagine for each season that they launch new story missions, they're gonna have one cinematic, kind of like how Call of Duty does it. You're gonna have one cinematic, and then the missions are gonna basically play out with someone talking over a radio the whole time, telling you what to do, and saying
Most
that
likely.
what you're doing is great, or whatever. It's gonna be very, very fucking basic. That's my prediction. Come back to this video when Season 6 launches, and let me know if I was right.
Wasn't
That's
Season
what
7?
This roadmap
I don't
is
know.
about. It's about showing you all of the work that we're putting into this game.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, I don't think it is, Mr. Keller. Call me a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, but I think this is just your guys' way of softening the blow.
It is
something you decided to cut because of money, because you want to make more money, and that's it. You want to put in the least amount of effort for the biggest.
They should have actually just finished it, because they actually lost more money canceling it, because they already poured lots of money into it. So now they lost the chance of like making back some of that money. It is the dumbest thing. Oh my god.
Return on investment, and what you're showing us here is to satiate players and fans that are upset. That's just my theory. At the end of the day, I'm just a big fucking nerd.
If you look at Destiny 2, the PvE is actually what's quite good about the game. Like, I know there is lots of people, and I know there's lots of like content creators that like type up the PvP, but I mean, whenever there's like a new update or something, what is the thing that happens? It's a new PvE place. It's a new weapon to play around with. Or like energy type things. I do not know how Destiny 2 works. But it's always another PvE map. Look at how good the PvE is in any multiplayer game. I mean, look at DMZ from Call of Duty. Nobody's talking about ranked. It's only DMZ. As far as I know Tim the TheActMan is like doing like the ranked. I know like the Tactical Brit is also doing like ranked. Like, I know there is people making content about the ranked, but honestly, people are actually more hyped and play DMZ more because it's PvE. There's story progression. It is not just the same shit over again. It is not. That's what makes the PvE so fucking good. And I mean, if you add something like from Destiny, where you get loot, well, in this case in Overwatch, it would have been like free skins. It would have made the game so much better. It really would have.
All of you. And the reason I get so upset is because I care. Is because I loved Blizzard and I still love Overwatch. And, you know,
the only thing I really care about Blizzard for as it is Diablo 4. If Diablo 4 flops, then, I mean, I will have no faith in Blizzard anymore. Blizzard is then a very dying company. It is then, it's already like 1 foot in the grave. And now with this, they're inching their way to their 2nd foot in the grave, and then it's over with. Blizzard, I do not see is lasting more than like another decade. With the way they're going, I do not see them lasting another decade. Fuck me.
It doesn't seem like this is the best decision. Seems like corporate greed once again in the world of modern gaming. Let's see what Twitter has to say. They've probably been working on the 2 looking as good as possible on the logo.
Oh my god.
Poor community keeping Overwatch alive after all these years.
Oh, my back hurts.
My back. They've been working on Overwatch Immortal. Don't you guys have phones? It seems so clear to me now. This clip truly aged like fine wine. Blizzard competing with Halo Infinite in disappointment. Let's see this.
Damn.
What is it? That stench. I've smelled it before.
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
I was fucking on fire.
Wow.
I called that, man. That's insane. Alright, so now let's take a look at the GameSpot article and see if there's anything worth discussing. This is what's kind of crazy though. He was talking about back in 2019. It's been maybe 2.5 years since the last hero that we launched. And we don't want to be back at the point where it's another 3.5 years since launching a PvP map. It just seems like you could have done all of the work that you did on the base.
It took him more than 2 years to try and develop the PvE, and I still didn't get far. Oh my god. No, man, that really just shows that they were not really putting much effort into the PvE, and they really were just going to like throw it away the moment Overwatch 2 was like somewhat grounded. This fucking proves it. It's been 2.5 fucking years. Oh my god.
This game of Overwatch, and that game would be in a much better state than Overwatch 2 is. Maybe that's just my theory, I don't know. We keep hearing them talk about how the scope of the hero missions was really, really large. And what I don't understand is like, why don't you just reel that back, right? 40 to 50 talents per hero for over 35 plus heroes. You're looking at thousands of talents to make everything just to get the game out the door. I would be fine if you didn't have all of that complete.
If you only had 10 for each hero, and then later on brought it up to 35 for each character, that would have been so much better. It really would have.
When you launch the PvE mode, I think most people would, right? Why couldn't this mode also be part of the live service? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I mean, this is a long interview. You could probably read it if you want to yourself, but I feel like at this point I'm kind of just reiterating everything I've already said before. So
we've never released a new game mode as seasonal update ever in Overwatch. It has 2 new maps coming out. With Flashpoint, we are running a PvE event that season. We have a whole new type of PvE content that is releasing with our single player hero mastery missions. So they do technically have a PvE like system to say, but they're releasing it as a limited event? Like what?
in conclusion, the cancellation of this long-awaited, highly anticipated PvE mode,
Overwatch 2 is dead in the water.
Blizzard shows no signs of stopping their continued decline.
There's going to be roughly, I don't know how many players is currently playing like Overwatch 2, but I'm pretty sure the numbers is gonna start declining very fast. It may go up like when the season 6 like launches, but I mean, after everybody's done that, once the limited like event is gone, the game's going to die again. It really is. Then it's only going to probably have like 5,000 to maybe 10,000 people playing, and it's just going to die off eventually.
The company, and it's just one thing after another. You know, obviously this isn't worse as
and it's not like they're releasing skins every other fucking week and like good skins. Maybe they are, but I mean, people are going to realize that there's no point spending the money unless they really have money to just fucking throw away on a dying game.
Some of the other stunts they've pulled, but I should not have enough material to keep making these Blizzard bad videos. Why do I have so much material? Stop giving me material. Not only is Blizzard focusing on games that people don't want, they're cutting features out that players desperately want. You know, and Overwatch is still a fun video game, and I like many of the changes, but goddamn, man, it gets
stale.
It's not a sequel. That 2 means nothing. God damn it, Blizzard.
It's 2.0, like Warzone 2.0. It's basically that. It's actually technically 1.1, version 1.1 of Overwatch, because it's not even considered a 2.0 because nothing, and I mean nothing, was technically changed. It's basically Overwatch 1.1, and it's just that. It's really dog shit. Overwatch is, I'm never even gonna fucking look at it. Like, I mean, I did say I was, like, playing it for, like, a while, but I mean, it's just not worth it anymore. It's just not good. It really isn't.
Please
let me finish the video.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to TheActMan for more awesome content. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Overwatch 2 in the canceled PvE mode. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is TheActMan, signing out.
Like, oh my god, they could have actually, like, they have a PvE mode. Like, they technically have it. The new event is going to be PvE. And I mean, why not just keep on working on it? Because now you've technically lost more money because you've cancelled it and like scrapped it instead of actually finishing it and actually trying to make back some of the money. Like, oh my god, it's just so dumb. Well, let me know what you guys think. Check out his video if you guys want. And yeah, catch you guys later.